Good morning, class. Today we are going to learn about water, that is the oceans and seas, the saline water. Please open up to page number 26. Now, before I begin with the water content which is available on the earth, that is, we know that 3/4 surface of the earth is covered with water and it is saline. So, children, the earth system is divided into 4 major subsystems which are also called spheres. Mainly, they are land, water, air and living organisms. Land, when we talk about land, that is the solid earth, which is also called lithosphere. When we talk about atmosphere, that is the envelope of gases that surround the earth. Hydrosphere is the all water that is found on, under and over the earth. That domain is called the hydrosphere. Biosphere is the all living organisms which are found on the earth. Now in this chapter we are going to learn about hydrosphere. Please take up your pencils and keep on underlining as you see the way I have underlined in the chapter. Hydrosphere. The water on earth is distributed in large and small water bodies. This you all know. Water is used for various purposes and is of great importance to all forms of life on the earth. Besides, it supports aquatic life, that is life within water or underwater or in water, and is useful for various activities such as fishing, navigation and international trade. These are 3 very important activities which support a number of people living in the coastal areas. Climate of a place is also regulated by the presence of any water body. Ocean currents influence the coastal climate of all the countries and prove beneficial for many trade activities. Now you know, children, that all coastal areas, they have a moderate climate. This is due to the land breeze and the sea breeze, which we have already discussed in detail before. Now, there are many types of natural water bodies formed by the hydrological processes such as rivers, lakes, waterfalls, reservoirs and tanks. Reservoirs are both man-made and natural. Now, in rivers, water is continuously flowing from higher gradient to lower gradient of the topography. Gradient is the difference in altitude between landforms. We all know that during the summers, the ice and the snow in the higher reaches of Himalayas begins to melt and it comes down in the form of rivers, and these rivers, they taper down gradually and they go and merge with the seas and the oceans. Some of them fall into lakes and tanks and ponds, that is the distributaries. So please underline all that. Now, gradient of the topography and is ultimately discharged or it merges in a large water body like sea, bay, gulf and lakes. Lakes, reservoir, tanks and ponds are the water-filled depressions. We do not call them big holes, we call them depressions on the surface of the earth. Except oceans, all other water bodies are not permanent feature of the earth's surface as they appear and disappear over time. We know very well that lakes go dry, ponds go dry if they are not replenished on a regular basis. Then rivers are known to change their courses. Rivers also, major rivers of the world have dried up. So, they are not permanent features, unlike the oceans and the seas. Now, let us talk about the oceans. The 3/4 of the Earth's surface is covered by water, that is saline. That means it has salt, and geographically divided into 5 specific names as the Pacific, Atlantic, the Indian, Arctic and the Southern Ocean. Now, Indian Ocean is the only ocean which is named after a country. 3/4 of the Earth's surface roughly translates into 71% of the Earth's surface. Now let us look at Now let us look at all the oceans one by one, their location, where they are located, and their importance as well. The Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean and occupies about 1/3 area of the world. It roughly makes a triangular shape with its apex. Apex is the top or the highest point of something, towards the Bering Strait. Now children, when we talk about the Bering Strait, please turn to page number 31 and you will see that I have for you marked over here the Bering Sea. And in later videos I'll try and upload a map which shows the Bering Strait, so you will know exactly what we are talking about when we are talking about the Pacific Ocean. Now going back to the chapter. It is apex towards the Bering Strait in the north and gradually opens up and merges into the Southern Ocean around Antarctica. It is surrounded by North America from the northeast and east, South America from the southeast, Asia from the northwest and west, and Australia from the southeast. Now, it is also the deepest ocean in the world. The deepest point in Mariana Trench, which is part of the Pacific, is the Challenger Deep. Now, please mark this as important. Do you know the Pacific Ocean is bordered by maximum number of active volcanoes? This chain of volcanoes is known as the fiery ring of the Pacific, or simply as the fire ring of fire. Now let us look at the second ocean, that is the Atlantic Ocean. It is also the second largest ocean in the world, located between North America and Europe in the northern hemisphere and South America and Africa in the southern hemisphere. Now see, like the other water bodies, it also gradually merges with the Southern Ocean around Antarctica in the south and Arctic Ocean in the north around the North Pole. Now it is actually half the size of the Pacific Ocean. From the sky, it looks like the shape of the letter S, as it is narrower at the center and gradually broadens up towards the north and south, respectively. Please underline, the Atlantic Ocean is the world's busiest ocean in the world, since the world's most developed nations, that is the USA and Canada, lie to its west. France, UK, Germany, Spain and Portugal of Western Europe lie to the east of it. So, a lot of trade activities are taking place are carried through these oceans. We all know that water transport being the cheapest of all transports in the world. Now let us look at Indian Ocean. The Indian Ocean is the third largest ocean in the world. It is the only ocean in the world which is named after a country. The Indian Ocean is more or less triangular in shape and is surrounded by land masses from three sides. It is surrounded by Asia from the north, Australia from the east and Africa from the west. It gradually merges with the Southern Ocean to the south. Please keep on underlining what you see I have already underlined. Now we come to the Arctic Ocean. The Arctic Ocean is the smallest ocean in the world. It encircles the North Pole and forms a circular shape. It is the coldest. It is surrounded by the northern parts of Europe, Asia and North America. The water of the Arctic Ocean remains frozen throughout the year and huge icebergs are its prominent features. We all know that when we are talking about North Pole, that it is always frozen throughout the year. Now, however, icebergs have started melting due to global warming for last 2 decades. That is, children, due to the global warming, things are, but then again, people are waking up to the degradation they have brought about to the environment, world environment as such. Now we come to the Southern Ocean, which is also known as the Antarctic Ocean. The water body that surrounds Antarctica from all sides is known as the Southern Ocean. In other words, we can describe that the three major oceans of the world, namely the Pacific, Atlantic and the Indian Oceans, merge together in the southern hemisphere to form the Southern Ocean. It is also known as the Antarctic Ocean. Now, the importance of oceans. It is very important, children. Please write important over there. Why is it important? Let us see. Oceans cover 71% of the Earth's surface. Helpful in regulating world climate by the ocean currents. So, a current which is flowing from the colder sea to a moderate or a hotter climate will make a difference to the climate of the warmer area. Similarly, vice versa. It also helps in navigation, especially to the long distance trade and travel. Then oceans are storehouses of resources like minerals, salts, fishes and aquatic flora and fauna. Storehouses of resources, we all know that offshore drilling goes off in along Mumbai. So we know that fossil fuel India is extracting fossil fuel from there. Non-conventional energy sources like tidal energy can be harnessed from the adjoining seas of the continents. Major countries which are situated or located along the coastal areas and they have the technology, then they are harnessing the tidal energy and utilizing it for the benefit of their people. For today, children, this will be all. Please again go through all the 5 oceans, their location, how they are important, their size and the importance of oceans. Now the question answers, give reasons have already been uploaded in the app. Kindly make sure that you do each and everything what has already been uploaded. In the next class, we'll learn about the seas, the importance of seas and the different seas in the world. Thank you.